Did you know if Tokyo had a long-gone cousin, it would be Fukuoka, often referred to as Hakata, because what we experience here was truly out of our expectations. Well, you know exactly there's something wrong when we start walking towards the car park to pick up the car this early morning, because we have an important task to do, and that is, we need to fill up the gas, because sadly enough, today is the last journey with the Mazda 3. But because this is a self-service gas station, we didn't know where to get the change, because there's literally no one. There's a change machine right there. Anyway, we start heading towards the rental car place to return this car, and just like that, we arrived. We gave the car back to one of the officers to check everything before leaving the car. And we walk back to our hotels because we don't have a car anymore. As soon as we walk back to our hotel room, we packed up everything into our luggage and went for a quick breakfast. That's enough. After that, we proceeded to finish checking out before going down to the mall, because we still have plenty of time before boarding the Shinkansen. We just casually walk around until we stumbled across this place that sells this keychain, which look really cute, to be honest. So we bought two, because budget discipline is optional, right? After that, we need to buy a bottle of water for the trip, and just ignore this. Then we paid for the drink. After that, because we're bored and nothing else to do, we just proceeded to the outside of the station. There's actually not much to see other than these views and that taxi conflict. After that, we headed back inside, and then we saw why we didn't see that. Inside, there's also this udon restaurant that has a vending machine to order the udon. The waiting room has this old kind of telephone too, which is cool. As the time passed, we started walking towards the gate because our boarding time is at 12:17. I thought of that, but forced to see that. Anyway, we went up to the platform and started looking for our carriage. On the way, I saw other Shinkansen, which is really cool. And just so you know, we got our lucky number again. And after a short wait, we started boarding the train and located our seat. Yes, number 14. And just like that, we arrived in Fukuoka. And my first impression is, it's huge. Like really huge. We went down to find the exit gate, but stumbled upon this strawberry snack. It looks really good, but what looks even better is... that was so good. We continued walking towards the exit gate and just followed the sign to the outside, but as soon as we're outside the station, we realized that we were walking towards the unknown. We tried going to our next hotel, but we couldn't seem to find the right direction until my brother realized that we had to board a subway to get to the hotel. And to make it worse, we only got less than 5 minutes before the subway departs. So we rushed to the underground to get to the subway, and when we arrived, we gotta wait for the next one. But it's alright because, luckily it didn't take that long. Just like that, we arrived. And you might be wondering why it seems like an airport. Well, good guess, because the hotel is close to the airport, but there's still plenty of time before check-in time, so you know exactly what we do. There's actually a lot of restaurants here. We found this restaurant that seems interesting. Yeah, actually because of chicken naan bun. But we wanted to eat something other than chicken naan bun. After finishing the tradition, we started walking towards the hotel, and I saw this Santa, which kinda scares me, not gonna lie. We went down the escalator before exiting the airport. At this point, I didn't know where we're going, but the view of Fukuoka is just amazing. So I just kept enjoying the view while following my brother walking towards the hotel like a loyal NPC. But after a long walk, we ended up in this construction site, which made me think if my brother is really that bad at navigating. The further we walked, the less view of the hotel we saw. And at this point, I started to think if the hotel might be a myth. Yeah, I guess I was just blind this whole time. After a short walk, we arrived at the hotel entrance. We proceeded to the administration desk to start checking in. And I would say, even though this hotel is small, but they got a pretty good selection of snacks here. Yeah, they're all calling my name. After checking in, we step into the elevator to get to our room, and as we open the door, the room is also quite small, I would say. But at least they got a window shade, air purifier, AC, hangers, 7-Eleven delivery. The bathroom is also equipped with a lot of essentials you need. Shower, bidet, all of these things that I can't mention the name of all of them one by one. Anyway, we started heading out to go to our next destination, Ohori Park. We started walking towards the station at the airport, and so far away that halfway through, I remembered that I forgot my IC card. Yeah, just pretend like nothing happened, okay? Long story short, we arrived at the airport. And while going down this escalator, we noticed this escalator that looks like a combination of an escalator and a travelator. But we don't have time to test. We're just too curious at this point. Anyway, we walked towards the station, but somehow it took so far away just to arrive at the... Never mind. Just like that, we arrived at the station that is not our destination. To be honest, I didn't know where we're going, but one thing for sure is this is not the station we were supposed to get off at. We even proceeded out of the gate, which means this search is getting more intense. We walked through this crowded underground building, passing through a lot of people, and still I had no idea where we're heading to because I was holding my shit. Anyway, we kept going up by this escalator until we went through this hallway that seems to be a bus stop. At some point, my brother asked this uncle about something that I didn't understand. We started following him into this center of bus stop. And after stopping by this counter, my brother finally got what he's looking for. Yeah, it's actually just an IC card in Fukuoka. But yeah, look at how happy he is. After that, we went back to the station to get to the train that goes to Ohori Park. Well, it's not the park yet, but look at how beautiful the city looks. We never expected Fukuoka to be this gorgeous. And just like that, we're entering the Ohori Park. And it's a golden hour, so you know how it looks like. I'm just speechless. It's just too beautiful, like literally. And the lake, outstandingly beautiful. We stopped and sat here just to enjoy the view. And at this time, this has become our self-reflection moment. That was really relaxing. Anyway, we walked towards an island in the middle of the lake while enjoying all of these peaceful moments. We crossed the bridge to the island and I noticed this cool looking gazebo. When we arrived there, it looked really cool, but it's actually just a photo spot for a lot of people. So we just continued walking past the gazebo, exploring the entire island. And to be honest, there wasn't really much to explore here other than duck. Anyway, we continued exiting this island and started heading towards the station. And you might be thinking today's journey is done, right? Wrong, because... Alright, so we're heading towards Fukuoka Tower. And just like that, we arrived. That's what Google Maps said. But we couldn't even see the tower. And as we walked even further, we saw all of these string lights. So we proceeded towards that place, and it happens to be an outdoor food court with a lot of light decoration, which is looking pretty cool, but we're still struggling to find the tower. So we continued crawling through the crowd until... Yep, there it is. Before going in, we stopped to admire these decorations, which is really cool. And as I looked up, it's so high. We proceeded to the administration of the tower. It cost around 1,000 yen for one adult. And before we step in, we already encountered a threat. Yeah, hopefully it's gonna be worth it. Anyway, we started queuing while being amazed with the decoration here. And I realized that they only have 2 elevators and both are used for going up and down. Alright, so I noticed that the officer will tear your ticket if you're going into the elevator next. And my ticket is teared off while my brother's wasn't. So it means we're going to go up separately. Yeah, the system is kind of confusing. Anyway, we went up and it's so far above the ground. And just like that, we arrived at the top deck. And I would say it's really dark, but you can see all of these beautiful views of the city from above, which is really cool, but there wasn't much to see up here. Just a hike landscape from the tower. So we went down the stairs and found that there's a sky cafe, but that's not our purpose here. So we proceeded down to this floor that happened to have the exact same view like upstairs. So we walk around and I found this telescope, but I couldn't see anything. Right. They also got some spelling issues here. Try to spot it. There's also this giant gacha ball, and yeah, I don't know why they made that. On the way around, I stumbled across these people who are queuing for going down. Anyway, we're successfully back on the ground before. Now it's dinner time, but there's only one problem. As you can see, it's already late at night and most of the restaurants are closed. So we headed back out and found there's literally none of the restaurants are open as we circled around. We found this chicken naan bun, but finally, we decided to head towards an Indonesian restaurant by bus. And it's so freezing out here waiting for the bus. But we gotta be strong. Yeah, we couldn't hold it. We stopped by a Lawson first to get at least something because we're starving. After that, we rushed onto the bus and started heading towards the restaurant. I would say Fukuoka at night is just insane. It's like calm, but looks like a metropolitan. We started walking towards the restaurant, which is going to be a long walk. But again, the further we walked, the more clueless we became. We even walked through this suspicious alleyway until... yes, we finally found it. As we climbed up the stairs, we immediately found the restaurant. What the fuck? Well, that's it for day 6. Can't believe we made it this far of the series. Tomorrow, we're flying back to Haneda. But there's something we need to do first before the flight.